The movie kicks off in Mosul, Afghanistan, where a Marine platoon is on patrol. Leading them is Jake Atherton, a focused and capable soldier, alongside his calm but battle-hardened commander, Colonel Tom Mason. As they move through the dusty, silent streets, they spot a man burying something suspicious, IEDs, deadly homemade bombs. They order him to surrender, but he reaches for a weapon, forcing the Marines to shoot. Mason tells Jake to pull back with the others, but Jake insists on defusing the explosives himself. He works quickly, disarming them, but moments later, chaos erupts as enemy fire rains down. Out of nowhere, insurgents open fire, and in seconds most of the Marines are dead. Only Jake and Tom survive, fighting back hard until a rocket blast knocks Tom down. Jake grabs a machine gun, holding off the attackers until a helicopter swoops in and he drags Tom to safety. The story jumps 8 years later. Jake's out of the military and working as a mechanic for his uncle Earl, a former gang member who's now living straight. At home, his wife Ashley worries about unpaid bills, but Jake assures her they'll manage. That night, their son Weston asks if Jake still talks to Colonel Mason and bluntly if he's ever killed anyone, but Jake avoids the question. The next day, gang members show up at the garage, threatening Earl for protection money. Jake warns them off, but when they attack, he takes them down with a wrench. The last man standing promises they'll be back. Jake tells Earl, who shrugs it off, but later Ashley tells Jake he should have called the police. Soon after, Jake comes home to see the same thug driving away with a smirk. His gut tightens, and he rushes inside calling for Ashley and Weston, but it's too late. He finds them dead, and the shock drops him to his knees, sobbing and broken. The police arrive, asking questions, but Jake's not in a talking mood. He gets in his truck and drives away, grief boiling into rage. He hunts through the streets until he spots the gangster's car parked outside a club. Without hesitation, Jake grabs his gun, walks right in, and starts shooting. Everyone in his way goes down, and finally, it's just him and the man who killed his family. The thug tries to talk, to throw some kind of lesson in Jake's face, but Jake doesn't say a word. He just pulls the trigger. Of course, that lands Jake in prison, and 5 months pass. He's haunted every single day by the memory of what happened. One day, he gets a visit from Colonel Mason, who's worried about him. Mason says he's trying to find a lawyer to reopen Jake's case, but Jake says he's right where he belongs. Mason tells him time will help, but Jake says he's got no remorse, only pain, and it's never going away. Not long after, a stranger named Ramsey shows up. He's the leader of some private outfit and says Jake's wasting away in prison when his skills could be put to better use. Jake says no, but that night, masked men grab him from his cell and knock him out. He wakes up on a rooftop surrounded by armed men and Ramsey, who says they're not CI. There's something more private, more dangerous. He offers Jake freedom in exchange for working with them. Jake hesitates, but eventually agrees. They take him to meet the rest of the team, and Ramsey explains they're called Section 8, a group that works for the State Department and NSA, neutralizing threats wherever they are. Lisa, one of the agents, is assigned to watch him. His first test is a fight with a big guy named Ajax. Jake doesn't want to fight, but when Ajax pushes too far, Jake flips and puts him down hard, stopping just short of blinding him with a pen. Ramsey then gives Jake his first mission, to kill a man named Alejandro Castillo in Mexico, a black market arms dealer. Jake and Lisa head there, watch the deal go down, and then Jake makes his move. Gunfire erupts, men drop, and eventually, Jake kills Castillo but spares the women there. Back at base, Ramsey isn't happy he left witnesses. Soon after, they get another mission. This time, the target is a U.S. senator named Graham. They infiltrate his ranch during a speech, take out security, and grab data from his computer. Jake ends up cutting off the senator's escape and has him at gunpoint, but hesitates to shoot. Ajax doesn't. He kills the man right there, which bothers Jake deeply. Back at his apartment, assassins attack, but Jake escapes and goes to see Mason, asking about Section 8. Mason says the group was shut down in the 90s and warns Jake to be careful. Soon, Ramsey sends a killer named Locke after him. Locke finds Jake, opens fire, but Jake manages to get away. Jake goes to Earl's place, thanks him for raising him, and prepares for a fight. Section 8 operatives show up. There's a brutal fight, Earl kills one. Jake takes down another, and Ajax ends up dead thanks to Lisa, who then says she wants out of Section 8 too. Jake's wary but agrees to work with her to go after Ramsey. They track him to Montana, but it's a setup. Lisa betrays him, and Mason turns out to be in on it. Mason reveals they killed Jake's family to recruit him. Later, Mason changes his tune, says he's been trying to bring Section 8 down from the inside, and teams up with Jake to fight their way through Ramsey's men. In the final showdown, Ramsey offers Jake millions to walk away, but Jake refuses. Mason dies in the fight. Lisa tries to kill Jake, but fails, and Ramsey escapes in a truck. Jake chases him down, and after a shootout and a crash, Jake kills him. Later, the U.S. Attorney General thanks Jake for taking down Section 8 and offers him a spot in a new group, Section 9. Back at his apartment, Locke is waiting. They fight brutally, knives, punches, everything, until Jake finally manages to shoot and kill him. In the end, Jake leaves town, calls the Attorney General, and agrees to join Section 9. And that's the end of the story.